Nobody saw this coming. Not Ford, not GM, not even Tesla, but John Deere. Yeah, they just flipped the entire pickup truck market on its head. The green giant, known for dominating the farm and heavy equipment world, just did something no one expected. They announced their very own 2025 John Deere pickup truck, and it's already sending shockwaves across Detroit and beyond. Yes, you heard that right. John Deere is stepping out of the soil and straight onto the streets. And not with some prototype fantasy either. We're talking a production-ready, full-size pickup that's geared up to challenge the legacy players where it hurts most. Power, durability, and utility. And here's the wild part. This truck isn't just a badge job slapped on by a legacy brand. John Deere built this from the ground up, bringing in their off-road, agricultural, and autonomous machinery expertise to create something radically different from what Ford, Chevy, and Ram are selling. The design, rugged as hell. A reinforced, exo-frame chassis inspired by their top-tier utility vehicles. A hybrid diesel-electric drivetrain pushing massive torque. And wait till you hear this. An onboard generator system that rivals what you'd find in a construction site power station. Yeah, they're not playing around. This isn't just a truck. It's a rolling workhorse designed for the farms, the job sites, the backwoods, and even your daily commute. John Deere says this truck is for those who actually use their trucks, not just the Starbucks crowd looking for the latest leather package. At the press conference, Deere's CEO made it crystal clear this is their direct answer to what they called the softening of the modern pickup. And they're backing it up with some serious engineering muscle. Think 12,000 lbs towing capacity, class-leading torque, and get this, integrated tractor tech touchscreen systems that let you sync your truck with your John Deere equipment in real time. And while Ford is busy electrifying the F-150 Lightning, and Ram is talking up range extender concepts, John Deere, they just said, screw it. Here's a hybrid diesel-electric beast that can run tools all day without breaking a sweat. The hybrid system isn't just for efficiency either. It offers something traditional. Gas trucks can't match. Instant torque at low RPMs, ideal for hauling and heavy-duty work. Combine that with Deere's rugged 4x4 drivetrain, and you've got a machine that feels more like a military vehicle than a grocery getter. And let's talk interiors for a second. You're not getting chrome and piano black. You're getting heavy-duty, washable rubber floors, switchgear you can use with gloves on. A UI inspired by real machinery. No distractions, just pure functionality. And yes, there's even a modular bed system that can be reconfigured for tools, gear, or even agriculture attachments. Need a mobile welder? They got you. Need a hauling rack for fencing? Built in. Need a power source in the middle of nowhere? Flip a switch. This is utility-first engineering, something that's been missing in trucks for years. And here's where things get even more interesting. Rumors are swirling that this truck was quietly co-developed with military-grade suppliers. If true, that could explain the use of bullet-resistant panels, drone command integration, and a mysterious field operations mode that turns the truck into a self-deploying command center. That's right, field operations mode. Sources inside the company claim this truck can deploy autonomous drones, scan acreage, and transmit data back to your farm management system or even a military-grade encrypted channel. Is it overkill for the average user? Maybe. But for large-scale operations, off-grid workers, and yes, even emergency response units, this is next-level utility. John Deere isn't trying to sell a lifestyle. They're building a tool. A weaponized, smart, adaptable machine meant for people who live off the land and work with their hands. And that's why automakers are scrambling. After the announcement, shares in some of the biggest truck brands took a hit. Social media lit up with farmers, contractors, and even overlanders saying the same thing. Finally, someone built the truck we've been asking for. And it's not just talk. Dealers are reportedly overwhelmed with early interest, despite Deere not even releasing full pricing yet. Now, let's talk about the elephant in the room. Reliability. Deere says the truck is engineered to go 15,000 miles between oil changes, and parts compatibility with existing John Deere service centers means no waiting 3 weeks for a transmission sensor. Plus, they're introducing a mobile repair unit system, techs that come to you, just like they do for big farm rigs. This alone is a game changer for remote workers, ranchers, and fleet operators. No more flatbeds hauling your truck hundreds of miles to a dealership. Deere's saying, if you can't come to us, we come to you. And here's something that's really blowing minds. Deere's also rolling out a subscription-free software suite. Yep, no monthly fees to turn on your heated seats, no over-the-air upcharges just to unlock horsepower you already paid for. You buy it, you own it. Period. This policy is being called a direct jab at legacy automakers who've increasingly pushed microtransactions into every corner of vehicle ownership. Deere is flipping the script, offering open access to diagnostics, repair tools, and even letting owners modify the onboard systems with third-party tech. And this truck isn't just about rugged durability. It's got brains, too. Deere's bringing their precision agriculture AI into the cab. That means real-time terrain mapping, geofencing, smart trailer balancing, and predictive maintenance that learns from your driving patterns. Imagine backing up your truck to a grain silo and the system automatically adjusts your trailer angle for perfect unload efficiency. Or setting a geofence around your property and getting a notification if your truck moves outside it. This isn't the future, it's standard equipment on the 2025 Deere pickup. But the million-dollar question is, how much is it going to cost? While Deere hasn't dropped final pricing yet, insiders are estimating a starting price just under $60,000. Now before you scoff, remember, this isn't competing with base trims. This is targeting F-250s, Ram HDs, and Silverado Trail Bosses. And with what it packs in standard, it may actually undercut them in long-term cost of ownership. And speaking of fuel efficiency, Deere says their hybrid setup delivers 30 miles per gallon combined. For a full-size truck with this much torque, that's unheard of. But that's the advantage of merging tractor-level diesel engineering with hybrid tech. Make no mistake, this isn't a niche product. It's a full-blown assault on the complacency that's plagued the pickup segment for years. Where others have gone soft, John Deere just went steel. And the ripple effects, they're already being felt. Automakers thought they owned the truck market. But out in the real world, on the farms, job sites, and oil fields, it turns out the people building America wanted something different. And now, they've got it. Within hours of the announcement, the internet was flooded with reactions, not from influencers or car reviewers, but from the people this truck was actually built for. You had wheat farmers in Kansas doing walkarounds of their old F-250s saying, "I'm trading up." Construction crews in Texas already calling local Deere reps. Ranchers in Montana asking if they can pre-order 5 at once for their fleet. Here's one that really caught our attention. Listen to this. "I've been driving trucks for 40 years. Ain't never seen Ford, Chevy, or Ram build something with us in mind like this. If this Deere truck's half as tough as their tractors, it's game over. That sentiment, it's spreading like wildfire. Because here's the thing. This isn't a marketing gimmick. Deere didn't hire some luxury designer to slap together a truck that looks pretty on a showroom floor. They built this out in the field, tested it on the back roads, tuned it on the job site. And from what insiders are saying, the truck is overbuilt. The frame, cold-rolled high-strength steel. The suspension, adaptively tuned for both highway and extreme off-road. And the electronics are sealed tight against dust, mud, and pressure washing, just like their harvesters. But you know who's not laughing anymore? Ford, GM, Ram. Internally, sources say there are emergency meetings being held in Detroit. Engineers and product managers asking, how did we miss this? And more importantly, how do we catch up? Ford's already been caught flat-footed with lightning production delays. GM's Silverado EV is still trickling out, and Ram's range extender concept hasn't even made it to dealer lots. Meanwhile, John Deere is preparing to roll these trucks out region by region, starting with rural states, then moving into commercial hubs by late 2025. And that rollout? It's strategic. Deere isn't chasing urban buyers. They're going after the backbone of America, rural contractors, heavy-duty workers, the ag industry. People who don't just want a truck, they need one that doesn't quit, doesn't nickel and dime them, and won't need a software update just to unlock four-wheel drive. And while the big three spent the last decade padding their margins with luxury trims and infotainment toys, John Deere studied what people were actually doing with their trucks. That's why you've got integrated tool mounts, bed tie-downs that double as power ports, a roofline that accommodates high-clearance farm equipment. Even the bed panels are replaceable modules. Damage a corner? Unbolt it. Replace it yourself. Deere says every component is built for repair, not just replacement. You know how rare that is in 2025? Compare that to a cracked bed on a modern F-150. You're out thousands, plus a trip to a dealer body shop. With the Deere truck, it's a 45-minute fix and you're back on the road. This is why the auto industry is shaking right now. Because John Deere didn't just make a truck, they made a statement that the working class has been ignored long enough. That reliability, usability, and toughness still matter. And that if the big three won't build a truck for the real world, someone else will. And get ready, because Deere's already planning a national demo tour where you can test drive the truck on real dirt, with real loads. They're skipping the auto shows entirely and going straight to the farms, job sites, and co-op centers. This isn't just a product, it's a warning shot. The age of the luxury pickup might be ending. And the age of the purpose-built work, truck, just roared back to life. Now everyone's asking, how are the big three going to respond? Because let's be real, this wasn't just a surprise announcement. This was a direct punch to the gut. Ford's been leaning heavily on heritage and electrification. GM's focused on tech-forward luxury, Ram's banking on a hybrid future with bold styling and over-the-air features. But none of them, none, saw John Deere coming up behind them with a sledgehammer. Industry insiders are saying Ford's already drafting up a work-duty variant of the F-Series Lightning that mirrors some of Deere's utility-focused innovations. GM? Rumors point to them fast-tracking a new heavy-duty Silverado trim, one built more like a tool and less like a tech toy. And Ram? They're quietly reaching out to third-party builders to explore more rugged, upfit-ready partnerships. But here's the kicker. Those responses will take years. Deere already has the production pipeline in place. Why? Because they're leveraging the same logistics and manufacturing infrastructure they use to deliver combine harvesters, skid steers, and backhoes globally. And while automakers are struggling with chip shortages, dealer markups, and union negotiations, Deere is moving silently and swiftly. They're not dependent on flashy launch events or Hollywood ads. They're going grassroots, boots-on-the-ground demos, targeted outreach to landowners, ag businesses, and blue-collar crews. This truck isn't just coming, it's already en route. Deere's quietly begun limited rollouts in Iowa, Nebraska, South Dakota, and parts of Texas. Some dealers have been given prototypes to hand to key customers under NDA. And let me tell you, those early users, they're not sending them back. I got my hands on one of the internal feedback reports. It's not public yet, but here's a quote straight from a ranch supervisor in Amarillo. We loaded it down with cattle feed, dragged it across 2 miles of lay, creek bed, then used it to power our fence welder. The Deere didn't flinch. The Ford we used last year died halfway through. That kind of testimonial? You can't buy it. And it's exactly why legacy automakers are nervous. Because once word spreads that there's a truck out there that's actually built for work, and not just built to look tough, things are gonna change fast. And that brings us to the next big question. What's next for John Deere? Because insiders say this isn't a one-off project. This pickup is just phase 1. I've been digging through patent filings, supplier contracts, even recruiting memos from Deere's own engineering division. And let me tell you, what I found is massive. Deere is already deep into development on an entire utility vehicle platform. We're talking about a potential mid-size SUV variant, a flatbed cabover for commercial fleets, and get this, an autonomous transport unit for farms and rural delivery that runs on the same hybrid diesel tech. Think about that for a second. While Ford and Rivian are still trying to figure out how to get a few thousand EV vans to Amazon, Deere's quietly working on an ecosystem of vehicles that talk to each other, share diagnostic data, and run off a unified fuel and power system, all serviceable by the same mobile crews. That's not just innovation. That's infrastructure-level disruption. If it sounds like a tech company playbook, it kind of is. Deere's been investing heavily in AI, automation, and machine learning since 2017. Their precision ag division has been training algorithms on millions of acres of farmland. Now, that intelligence is coming off the fields and onto the highways. And what does that mean for you, the buyer? It means the truck you get in 2025 might be just the beginning. A fully upgradable, fully connected, multi-role vehicle that doesn't ask you to compromise between toughness, tech, and trust.